Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to begin our English grammar class with new chapter, chapter number 12, letter writing. Dear students, in this chapter we will discuss about letter, how to write a letter, how many types of letters, and all that thing we will discuss in this chapter. Let's begin this chapter. Dear students, letter is a mode of written communication to stay in touch with your friends and relatives and also to communicate with the company, institution, organization and clients. Dear students, today now in these days we have a cell phone also, WhatsApp, many social media sites also we have. Because of that our communication is too much easier. But if we talk about few years back, then we know that on that time written communication is being used to communicate with relatives or any official institution. Dear students, if we talk about letters, then we can classify that letters into three types. First one is formal and business letters, second one is social letters and notes of invitation, and third one is about personal letters. Dear students, at first we will talk about formal and business letters. This type of letters written to firms, newspapers, heads of educational institutions, professional men and women, officials, and to people not personally known are formal letters. Means if you are not known them personally, then that type of letter is written to them, that is known as formal letter only. As these letters are impersonal, the language is clear, simple and polite, because you don't know to them, to whoever you are writing letter, you don't know the person. Because of that you have to use polite language in that type of letter, and simple language you have to use. They should be dignified, short and to the point. Means your message may be clear, so he or she can be understand your message. Second letter is about social letters and notes of invitation. Dear students, in these letters we can be personal or official depending on the person. They are addressed to the occasion on which they are written, like for inauguration of house, like for marriage or ring ceremony or any another function. These letters include invitations, letter of congratulations, condolence and letters of thanks, etc. This type of letters are written in the social letters or notes of the invitation. After that, last type of letter is your personal letters, whichever commonly written by us to our relatives or friends. That type of letter are known as personal letters. Personal letters are written to friends, relatives and acquaintances. Means you are known to that person, whoever known by you, that letters is known as personal letter. After that, format of a letter. Dear students, it is the main important part for you for the letter writing. At first you have to know about the format of the letter, how to write a letter. That is the main and important thing. Now we will discuss about format of a letter. At first the point is address, second one is date, third one is receiver's address, fourth one is salutation, fifth one is subject, sixth one is content and body of the letter, seventh one is the subscription, and eighth one is signature. Dear students, whenever you are writing letter, you have to touch all that point. Because of that you can get good marks in that letter. After that we will start with first address. Address of the sender is written at the left hand side top near the margin. Means like it is your page of the copy, then you have to write nearby margin at the upside at the left hand side. Means top here you have to write here sender address. Means you are writing letter, then you have to write your letter address here only. After that, date. The date of sending the letter is written below the sender's address. Means sender's address is here, then you have to write below side that date also you have to express. The dates should be written in full. Don't write like that 7 December, 8 December, 9 December. You have to write completely 2nd December 2020. Complete date you have to write. For example, April 25, 2018, 25 April 2018. Format may be changed. At first you have to write month, after that date, after that year. Otherwise at first you have to write year, month and date. You can use any type of format, but you have to write complete date on that letter. So because of that he or she can understand when you wrote that letter. Third one is receiver's address. It is the main and important thing. If you didn't write receiver's address completely or fully, or any person didn't understand the receiver's address, then your message or letter couldn't be posted, because he don't know to whom he have to deliver. The address of the receiver or the addressee whose address is written on the envelope, your address is written here only, and to whom you are sending, you have to fold that letter and put it in a envelope. After that, on the envelope, that receiver's address means if you are writing a letter to your mother or brother, then you have to write your mother or brother's address, means to whom you are writing. That's address you have to write on envelope, and clearly you have to write. If the letter is addressed to an individual, his title or position should be included. If you are writing to EO, like, then you have to write to executive officer, municipal corporation, Shivgans. Like that, you have to write that format. One example is here given: Mr. Arun Jain, Secretary, MS Publishing House, Ranikhet. After that, the manager, Binaton Electronics, Electrical Appliances, Jayanti Market, New Delhi. Like that type of format, you have to write on envelope so he or she can understand who to whom he have to post the letter. After that, salutation. It is also an important part. The salutation used may vary depending on the degree of intimacy with the person. Address means to whom you are writing. Like to members of the family, then you can write like that: my dear mother, my dear uncle, my dear aunt, my dear brother. That type of words you can use. But if you are writing to friends, then also you can dear word use: dear Deepika, my dear friend, my dear Varun, or something like that you can use. If you are writing to a businessman, then you have to use dear sir, dear sirs. Means more than one person is there, then you can use a dear sirs. After that, to officials, you have to write sir or ma'am. If you are writing that letter to principal or something like that, then you have to write dear sir, dear ma'am, like that you have to write. If you are writing to a banking manager, then also you have to write like dear sir, dear ma'am, or like that. If you are writing a formal letter, then you have to use only dear sir or dear ma'am. That type of word you have to use. If you are writing personal letter or social letters, then you can use my dear mother, my dear brother, my dear uncle, something like that type of words you can use. After that, fifth point is subject. It is concise short statement or topic of the letter draw reader's attention to the main focus of the message. It is the important part of a formal letter. If you are writing a formal letter, then you have to write a subject clearly. Because of that, the receivers can understand the letter is about what matter. So you have to write clearly subjects on that. It may generally begin with words regarding or seeking. The usual convention is to place is after the salutation, but some senders may place it before the salutation. It is usually underlined or highlighted. Means you have to highlight that subject, because of that the receiver can understand. Content or body of the letter. Means middle part of the letter, we can say that this is the main text. It is written differently for formal and informal letter. In formal letters, if you are writing a formal letter, then you have to use different type of words, means formal words you have to use. If you are writing informal letter, then you have to use informal words. It should be clear and coherent. In a longer letter, it should be divided into 3 paragraphs. How many paragraphs? 3 paragraphs you have to divide. It must have an introduction which gives the reason letter is being written, why you are writing that letter. That type of introduction also you have to write. After that, it is followed by the main information. Now what you want to represent, that's also you have to write in second para. And in the final para should be conclusion containing a polite wish, like pay my best regards or something like that. That type of words you can use in the last para. After that, last part is the subscription. If you are writing that letter to relatives, then you can write like that: yours affectionately, yours affectionate son, or your affectionate niece, or your affectionate grandson, like that you can use. To friends, if you are writing to friends, then you can commonly write that yours sincerely. It is better to write yours sincerely, because you can use that type of word for friend also and for relatives also. There is no difference between that, but that is the good word for using. After that, to businessmen or strangers, then you can write the sincerely. To newspapers, your truly. But dear students, I want to told you like that, I want to say you like that, you have to use your sincerely only. Because of this word is commonly you can use for all that type of letters, because it is a common word that give formal sense also and informal sense also, so you can use that word. The word yours never takes an apostrophe. If you are writing yours, then don't use yours after that apostrophe. Directly you have to write yours affectionately. If you are writing yours, then you can write like that, yours. Don't use that type of, it is wrong one only. This one you have to write. If you are writing yours affectionately, then you have to write like this. Yours sincerely, then also you have to write like. Don't use that type of apostrophe, because of that is the wrong way only. After that, signature. Here the signs. Sign means your signature also you have to write. This is followed by the name in capital letters. formal letter, informal. If you are writing formal letter, then you have to write at first your name in capital letter. After then, on the top of that name, you have to signate and designation below it who you are. You have to designation also you have to write. These days, no punctuation marks are used at the end of the line while writing the address, the date, the salutation, and the subscription. Before that, we are using many type of. If you are writing date, then also you have to put comma or something, full stop. That type of thing is now don't be used. Everything begins from the left margin. Everything you have to use start from that margin only. Only from left margin you have to start. Dear students, it is a general information about the letters. We already talk about types of letters, formal and business letters, social letters and notes of invitation, personal letters. After that, format of a letter, how to write address, date, receiver's address, salutation, subject, content and body of the letter, the subscription, signature. Dear students, this is the information, whole information is about letter, how to write a letter, which part of this you have to use. Dear students, you have to note down that thing in your notebook, how many parts of the letter and which part you have to write in letter whenever you are writing a letter. All part you have to touch in that letter. Now we will discuss about the format of the letters, how many types of the letters and what is the format of that. Dear students, now we will discuss about the format of the letter. This is the format for formal letter. If you are writing any formal letter, then you have to use that type of format. If you are sending a letter to officer or any businessman or any principal or something like that, then you have to follow that type of letter only. In this one letter, dear students, at first you have to write the sender's address. Means if you are writing, you are sender, then you have to write here only your address. Sender means writer. Means if you are writer, then you have to write your address. Here complete address you have to mention, like C42, street number C, house number 42, Rajendra Market near Hanuman Temple, Sumerpur. This is the writer's address. After that, full date you have to write 11 December 2020. After that, receiver's address means who is receiving that letter. This address also you have to write in formal letter, like the junior engineer means JN PhD Shivganj. Means to junior engineer we have to write letter, then you have to write receiver's address. After that, subscription or salutation you have to write like dear sir. If he is sir, then you have to write dear sir. If she is ma'am, then you have to write dear ma'am. After that, you have to mention subject. About what you are writing that letter, you have to write that subject also. You have to mention that subject whatever you are writing. After finishing subject, you have to start content of letter. Means content of letter you have to start in 3 paragraph. First one is introduction, second one is your main information, and third one is conclusion. That all you have to write in this content of the letter. After finishing content of letter, you have to write subscription. Means yours sincerely. After subscription, your sign you have to write like Bhavya, then signature. After that, your name in capital letter, like this BHAVYA in capital letter you have to write, in capital font you have to use. After your name, you have to write your designation, means who you are, like a concerned citizen. Like that type of format you have to write in formal letter. If you are writing which type of letter? Formal. If you are writing formal letter, then you have to follow that type of format. If you are writing informal letter, then we have to use another type of format. Now we will discuss about informal letters. Dear students, now we will discuss about informal letters. If we talk about informal letter, then at first you have to write at the left side, means nearby margin you have to write writer's address and sender's address. Like formal letter, you have to write same as it is. After that, date you have to mention in full. After that, salutation means to whom you are writing, your mother, your brother, your father, your relative, your friend, to whom you are writing, that you have to write here dear daddy, dear mother, dear grandpa, dear grandma, or dear friend. You have to mention here only. After that, you have to write content of letters. This one is also in 3 paragraph. First one is introduction, second one is about the main message, and third one is about conclusion. Like this you have to write in message para. After that, finishing that thing, you have to write your sincerely, means subscription you have to write, and at the downside you have to write your name only. Here you didn't write any type of designation or something like that, because to whom you are writing the letter, he already familiar to you, so there is they didn't you have to information about that sir resignation or something like that. It is the format of the informal letter. If you are going to write informal letter, then you have to follow this type of format. According to this format, you have to write the letter. Dear students, it is about letter writing. In this chapter, you have to write in your notebook. At first, both format you have to write in your notebook only. After that, you have to write one formal letter, which already given on page number 99. On page number 99, that letter you have to write in your notebook. After that, one informal letter is also given here on page number 103, specimen of social letter. That's also you have to write in your notebook. Page number 99 and page number 103, two letters are given. That's also you have to write in your notebook. And both format of formal letter and informal letter. You have to stop the video. After that, take screenshots and write in your notebook only. Thank you, students.